My dear friend, Professor Mary Claire King, our lecturer for this evening, past president of the Academy, Professor Nili Cohen, Professor Adin Dudai, chair of the Academy's Sciences Division, several Academy members, many distinguished guests, both here in the auditorium and those watching us live stream or later offline. Since 1979, the centennial year of Albert Einstein's birth, the Sciences Division of our Academy has been conducting the prestigious Einstein Lecture Series, and as you will see later, there's also a little token that you get with it, if we like the lecture, that is. This is the oldest of our 3 annual lecture series. Alongside it, the Humanities Division of the Academy has been holding the Martin Buber Lecture Series since 2009, and a few years ago, at the initiative of Nili, we launched the Charles Darwin Lecture Series, which spans both divisions. In the spirit of these 3 giants, Einstein, Buber, and Darwin, we are committed to the mission of disseminating knowledge in the sciences and the humanities and making it accessible to the general public. This commitment is especially important at the present time when, on the one hand, the importance of science and knowledge is clearer than ever. One need only mention climate change, cybersecurity, pandemics, for example. Yet, on the other hand, conspiracy theories, fake knowledge, and scientific ignorance flourish. Therefore, I'm particularly excited and truly honored to host Professor Mary Claire King this year, whose work epitomizes Einstein's statement, quote, "Science is an attempt to understand reality without relying on miracles." Professor King demonstrates in her work how science can directly serve humanity in both the long and the short terms, in diverse and meaningful ways. Her discovery of the famous, how do you guys call it, the BRCA or the BRCA gene? I may try. In 1990 was a breakthrough that transformed preventive medicine and genetic counseling worldwide in what was the first proof of the genetic link between certain gene mutations and the increased risk of breast cancer. By the way, this has had particular importance in Israel, where the prevalence of mutations in the 2 kinds of these genes is relatively high among women of Ashkenazi Jewish descent. In another well-known piece of groundbreaking research carried out much earlier during her PhD thesis years, Professor King showed that humans and chimpanzees are identical in around 99% of their protein-coding genes. I can't help but adding this adds a crucial component to the arguments many of us seek in order to best respond to people who do not accept the theory of evolution. There are certain political forces, our finance minister being a wonderful example, who try for cynical, sectorial, or religious reasons, or merely out of sheer ignorance, to undermine the status of evolutionary theory. Hence, it is our duty to stand firm in defending scientific truth. Science is not a matter of opinions or beliefs. It is, and has to continue to be, based on facts, evidence, critical thinking, sound logic, and of course, brilliant and thorough research, as demonstrated by Mary Claire King's amazing work. But one cannot end even a brief account of who today's speaker is without mentioning her impact on human rights, something that I believe we shall hear more about today. I'm referring particularly to her work on developing advanced methods for DNA identification of victims of human rights violation, such as in identifying kidnapped children in Argentina. This is an absolutely wonderful example of how science can help heal historical wounds and reunite families. The technique she developed, based on mitochondrial DNA sequencing, enables the identification of family relationships between a person and his or her grandmothers and other maternal relatives. This genetic identification method has become an international model now used in investigating crimes against humanity worldwide. Actually, without knowing for sure, I would venture the opinion that her ideas have also been relevant to the reliable identification of victims of the horrible events of last year's October 7 and its aftermath. The ability to provide certainty to families searching for their loved ones is one of the most important humanitarian contributions that science can offer in times of crisis. The deep appreciation for Professor King's contribution to science and society is reflected in the many awards and recognitions she has received, some of them here in Israel. These latter ones include the Weizmann Women of Science Award in 2006, the Dan David Prize in 2018, and now our very own Einstein Memorial Lecture and Medal. This testifies to the special connection forged between Professor King and the Israeli scientific community, and from what I've already learned between her and Israelis in general. In his last interview, Albert Einstein said, "The important thing is not to stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existence." Mary Claire King's work embodies this scientific curiosity at its best, curiosity that has led not only to profound scientific discoveries, but also to life-saving humanitarian applications. And I'm certain that we are here today, we are in for a real treat. I would like to thank the Academy's dedicated staff for organizing this special event, especially, of course, to Yael, where is she, over there, and to you, dear Mary Claire, if I may, many, many thanks for agreeing to travel to Israel at this time and for honoring us today. It is by no means to be taken for granted. Thank you all, and let's enjoy the evening.